Hello and welcome. I'm Juliana from Let's Study Eikaiwa, and today I bring you some news on the new format, for the EIKEN test. Today we're going to talk specifically about the grade 2, actually the grade Pre-2 test, and I'm going to give you some tips. I'm going to go over the format with you and show you an essay. Okay, so if you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe and like this video. And also, if you have any questions, if you want more information, if you need clarification, drop your comments down below and I will be more than happy to get back to you guys, okay? So let's start talking about these changes, okay? The first thing, the number of tasks has increased from 1 to 2 tasks. So we have one email, task. We are going to receive an email from a foreign friend, and this friend is going to asks us a question, and we are supposed to answer the question. And of course, our answer should be in English, of course, right? Also, we have to ask 2 more things about the characteristics of the underlined passage. You are going to see that we have an underlined passage, and you have to ask about this, okay? 2 questions, don't forget. Finally, how many words do we have to write? We have to write something around 40 to 50 words. So if you have been practicing, it's gonna be pretty easy, okay? Just remember, focus on the question, answer the question, and then after that, ask 2 more questions about what is underlined on the email, okay? Let's move on. Well, look at the email. Okay, this is a sample email taken from the EIKEN website. I will provide you, actually the link is in the description of the video. So if you want more information about the other grades, you have it in English and Japanese, okay? So let's do the reading together after I will comment on the email. Hi, guess what? My father bought me a robot pet last week online. I wanted to get a real dog, but my parents told me it's too difficult to take care of dogs. They suggested that we get a robot dog instead. I'm sending a picture of my robot with this email. My robot is cute, but there's a problem. The battery doesn't last long. Do you think that robot pets will improve in the future? Your friend, Alex. So let's remember our tasks here. The first thing, I have to answer the question. What is the question asked here? Let's take a look. If you guys look closely, the question is, do you think that robot pets will improve in the future? Okay, so that's the first thing. You have to think and answer yes or no, okay? And after that, remember that you have to ask your friend 2 questions about the underlined passage. What is the underlined passage? A robot pet. So we have to ask 2 questions about the robot pet. So let's start writing. The first thing you guys have to do, remember, is that you have to answer the question, yes or no. In my case, I said yes, okay, because technology is constantly improving, right? This means that technology is always getting better, okay? Constantly means something that happens always. And improving is something that is getting better. Just like, for example, if you enjoy playing video games, if you play it for the first time, maybe you are not so good. But if you keep playing, you will get better and better at it. So that's when you are improving, you are getting better at something. So I think that technology is constantly improving, is always getting better. That is my reason, okay? And then remember that I have to ask 2 questions. So what questions? I thought of, like, can the robot dog, can you teach tricks to your dog, to your pet, okay? And the second thing is, what is your favorite thing about your pet? But you can ask anything else, like Do you take your pet for walks? Okay. Where does it sleep? How often do you recharge it? Because your friend says that the batteries don't last very long. So many questions, but my questions are, can you teach your pet tricks? And what is your favorite thing about your pet? Okay, so those are my two questions. Then let's organize my answer, which is yes, and my two questions. One thing that I want to highlight, okay, to draw your attention to is that you don't need to write your name in the email. So don't worry about this. Just focus on answering the question and asking two more questions. Let's continue. Let's see our sample essay. Well, here I wrote my first draft, and my first draft was a little bit longer than expected. I wrote 61 words, but let's see, let's learn a little bit of vocabulary, and then after I will show you my final draft reduced with, I think, 47 words, okay? So look at this. First, I commented on the pet, okay? That is awesome news, but I'm sorry to hear about your batteries. As for your questions, I do think robots will improve in the future. I mean, look at computers and cell phones. They improved a lot. I have two questions about your pet. First, can you teach it any tricks? Second, what's your favorite thing about your pet? Write soon. So here, my passage is 61 words long, okay? And I'm gonna show you how to reduce it a little bit more. But before I do, let's go over vocabulary, okay? The first thing I want to highlight is the first phrase, as for, okay? As for your question. As for means about your question. Okay, so it gives the idea that I'm going to comment on the question, reply, okay, answer it. So I could use as for your question, but I could also use about your question or about your questions, okay? And then here, I do think, okay, I do think robots will improve. We can use do in affirmative sentences to highlight your opinion, to highlight your statement, okay? So you don't have to use it, but you can use it if the question is, do you? Do you? I do. I do think robots will improve. Our next phrase is I mean, okay? I mean, it gives the idea of let me provide you with more information. Let me explain it better. So why do I think robots will improve? So let me explain my point of view. I could use I mean, it's very informal, okay? I mean, look at computers and cell phones. They improved a lot. So I am explaining why I believe that robots will also improve, okay? But let's try to cut this a little bit shorter. We need to reach up to 50 words. So let's see my final draft. On my final draft, I removed some words, okay? The first thing that I removed is I'm sorry about your batteries. I'm sorry about your batteries. So I just wrote, that is awesome news. As for your question, I think robots will improve in the future. For example, computers and cell phones improved a lot. I have two questions about your pet. First, can you teach it any tricks? Second, what's your favorite thing about your pet? So if you guys look closely here, I removed, as I said before, about the batteries, okay? I also removed, I replaced as for, and I used for example. This doesn't change anything, but this is just to help you guys see what words can you use to replace. And why did I put for example? It's good once you answer the question to give a little bit more information as we have done before in the first piece of writing. So remember, always when you give a reason, when you state your opinion, try to provide a little bit more information, okay? And the second thing that I removed here, if I can remember, I don't have a good memory, is write soon, right? I didn't put it there. And I rephrased a little bit. I think this is it. Oh, and I also rephrased, right? The part that computers and cell phones, look at computers and cell phones. They have improved. I just rephrased it into one sentence. For example, computers and cell phones have improved. So there I reduced it a little bit, okay? Well, guys, this is it. We have reached the end of the video. If you found it useful, don't forget to, of course, like, share with your friends that are also preparing for the EIKEN Pre 2, and subscribe to the channel, okay? I try to make videos as often as I can, but sometimes it's not too often. But guys, let me know what you guys are looking for, okay? I'll be more than happy to try to prepare something to help you improve, okay, your reading, writing, and listening skills. So guys, I wish you a great week, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.